forgot to do it, and I promised to do it, and then I realized, oh, I forgot to do it, and I promised. Is that still based on your intention?
Well, yeah, 1/3 of all knowledge is actions are judged by intentions. So the whole deen is basically based off of that. So everything goes back to your intentions. And if you forgot, then obviously you won't be held accountable for that which you forgot. But once you remember, then it will be your obligation to reach out to that person and to fulfill that promise. Now, the complete legislation behind what type of compensation is required for breaking your promise and when did that do and those type of technical issues, I don't know off the top of my head. But I know there is some type of compensation required to break certain promises.
Okay. Another one on Bismillah. Another one online is how would you convince a non-Muslim family member to join you on Ramadan as far as fasting or doing less sin than usual or anything really that brings them closer to Allah without scaring them away?
That's a good question. That's a da'wah question. How would you convince a family member to fast in the month of Ramadan or to do anything that brings them closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without scaring them away? Well, we talked about some of the physical benefits of fasting. And now another scientific research about fasting, and that's why you have all the different types of fasts. Intermittent fasting, juice fast, water fast. These fasts have been proven to bring some physical benefit. So you can first convince them through mentioning the physical benefits of fasting. So it becomes something more practical. Because to talk to somebody who doesn't believe in Allah or spirituality, usually, or can be, an exercise in futility, meaning doesn't bear any results. Because they don't believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let's just say this person doesn't believe in Allah. And so first you got to get them to understand there's a higher power, and that this power has ordained for us certain things. And so once you come to a common ground on belief in Allah, then you can talk about things that have spiritual meaning. But people who don't believe in Allah can't understand spiritual benefit because they don't understand that there's a higher power. So you have to talk to them oftentimes about practicality. So I would say start with the belief in God. If this person already understands that there's a God, then they can understand about spirituality. And then they can understand some of the spiritual benefits towards fasting. Controlling your lower desires, being in control of your lower self, gaining a better capacity to do acts of worship, or to be obedient, or to be grateful for what you have and what other people don't have. But some of the physical benefits, you can start by explaining that to your non-Muslim family and friends. So that way they can just start fasting with you. And then through that fast, inshallah, Allah will continue to guide them and show them the benefits of it. Not only physical, but spiritual, inshallah.
Um,
Anything else?
yeah, brother named Yaqub, he says, how to strengthen our relationship with Allah? That's the question. Yeah, how do you?
Okay, if there's any questions specifically towards the lecture, we'll go with that. If not, we'll just close out here because we're getting about at our time limit. We still have the coffee shop open. We ask you all to patronize our sisters who are in there working, spend some money, contribute to our youth programs. Inshallah, the month of Ramadan is upon us. We're going to have Friday nights. We're going to have Quran 365. Friday nights after Taraweeh. We're going to be up in here. We're going to go over whatever Quran that we have read for that week. So it's going to be every Friday night. The first Friday night is going to be introduction to the series. And then every Friday after that will be the, 7 or 8, however many ajzad that we read in the Taraweeh. We'll go over that section of the Quran. So we encourage you to keep up with the Quran with us and then reflect upon it every Friday night after Taraweeh. 4 nights in the middle of the month, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. We're going to have Companions of the Cave. We're going to do a deep dive into Surah Al-Kahf. Deep dive into Surah Al-Kahf. We're going to collaborate with all of the MSAs in the area, so it should be really packed in here, inshallah. We look forward to that. We're going to have I'tikaf for boys and for girls towards the end of the month. All of this stuff is posted on the flyer that's right there too, on the door, and you can find it on our Instagram or our Facebook if you're watching on live. What else we got? First Saturday, we're gonna have after Tarawih, we're gonna have the Seerah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam by Dr. Ashraf. All of this stuff is after Tarawih. We have many events going on after Tarawih, and we ask that you join us and that you come. I know people are watching online, but come. Coffee shop is open. You know, we wanna develop the atmosphere within the masjid too. So, inshallah, we'll close out here. And if there's nothing else, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us, have mercy on us, to grant us the highest level of Jannah. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.